Today, BEARSHARK will read Magica Madoka Veneficus Puella. Whatever that is. It's by the Moithra of writing. It's got a kind of cheesy, deep philosophical stuff at the top there. Not just gonna ignore that. It's got the slashes. No, this isn't how it ends. Hummer was dead, eviscerated. Her left half was utterly annihilated, along with her soul gem, with viscera coating the ground beneath her. Time loops were impossible now. No, nothing would change. No, this was the last repeat. Hamara! Madoka stared at the lifeless body, her eyes filled with tears. Incubator sat beside her as the Walpurgis floated overhead, tearing the scenery apart, with the barrier completely encroaching onto the real world as buildings floated above like some kind of omen. The ground itself was cracked as the lifeless bodies of the civilians floated into the sky, their carcasses being absorbed into the horrific witch's body. It's impossible. It's really the end, Madoka continued to cry, as foreign abomination simply flicked his tail, staring at her. Reality itself seemed to unravel as the very ground was being absorbed unto the witch's forms. Unto. See, it's fancy writing. Unto. Where was I? Oh. It needed no barrier, merely a locale. Gravity was irrelevant now. The buildings floated towards the witch's form, as the very earth seemed to lurch upwards. Madoka fell to her knees as she sobbed. The Walpurgis, whale. It's a whale annihilating the city and its own reality. Now is the time. What? Madoka turned to him, eyes still filled with tears. Become a Puella Magi. Make the contract with me and everything can change. I guarantee it. Madoka gripped Hamura's remaining hand once more, her eyes still facing the ground, tears falling like rain down her cheeks. She sniffled before bringing a single arm to her eyes. She smiled, melancholy gripping her being as she turned to it. Her mouth twitched. Inwardly, the creature smiled. I will make the contract. If he had emotions, Incubator would have smiled. What do you wish for? I wish to protect everyone, she sniffled, before jerking towards him with new resolve. I wish for a world where my friends will survive. A slight twitch of its ear was noticed as it flicked its tail once more. Is that your wish? Yes, she said, a shaky breath adorning her person. It is my wish. It seemed to sigh. Then it shall be done! And everything changed. I feel like I have no idea what any of this is about. Potestamatamat, Ego Habio, Magica Madoka Veneficus Puella, Episode 1, A New Day. Madoka's eyes shot open. She was in her bed, hair a mess. Her bed in even worse condition. She sat up and wondered, was it all a dream? She groaned as she moved off of the bed, felt something in her hand. She glanced and gasped. Sitting in her grip was the bane of her existence, the very thing that had caused her so much trouble several times before. The soul gem. She shrieked and let go of it, letting her materialized soul hit the ground. She stared at it as she grimaced, looking at the intricate patterns upon the object. It wasn't a bad dream. Madoka! Madoka took the soul gem, the eldritch device transforming into a ring on her finger. I really am. Madoka, you're not used to this late. Come on down. I'm coming, Mom. It was in front of the mirror that Junko Kanami noticed that something was wrong with her daughter. She seemed off, almost detached, really. Are you all right, Madoka? Madoka seemed to jump before turning quickly to her mother, a blush smeared across her face. I'm fine, she said a little too quickly, embarrassed at having been caught off guard. Is it some kind of crush? Junko teased, her hair now perfectly tied in a bun. Mom, it's nothing! Once more, Madoka spoke with two fast a tempo and too high